It's cool. I'm going to put a cardboard cutout of you anyway. It's fine.
Well, I'm sorry I'm not prettier or the opposite sex.
I mean, you'll do just fine.
Thank you.
All right. Well, let's just do this thing. I'm gonna start. Give me 1 second. Welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Check Service Industry Podcast, where we talk about all things service industry related and whatever the hell else I feel like talking about. If you haven't already, please go watch my television show Beyond the Check Worker Owner Edition, now streaming on Amazon Prime and Tubi TV. Tubi TV, it's free TV. That's all the promos I got. My guest today is a fantastic gentleman hanging out in Atlanta, Georgia. Mr. Kevin, I'm going to fuck this up. Tyrl.
Close.
Tyrl. Kevin Tyrl. From Foodie's Anonymous Atlanta. He helps small restaurants get their online shit together.
Essentially, yeah. Help them with communication, especially restaurants that English is not their main language, which is usually my passion. Helping out the little guy that can be really big with the right tools.
Right? That's fair. I tried to do a thing like that a while ago where I went and found small businesses and we like redid their websites, and it was more of a charity thing. So my web designer was like, I can give you this much time, and that's all the time I can give you. And I was like, that's cool. And then that shit took forever. And he didn't really have that much time to give me. So we made 1.5 episodes, and we were like, well, I need to go find a better way, an easier way to help restaurants. So I did.
That's really great.
How did you get into what you do?
Well, as far as helping out restaurants or just the food industry, or more specific, what do you think?
We'll get into history in a minute. How did you get into actually helping restaurants? And is you have background in media or online web design? Like, what's your background?
No, I'm just loud, and I like to eat good food and help out people I want to see stay in the community. No, I got into it. Really, I've always been helping out restaurants I love, and the Yelp thing was never a thing for me personally. I just didn't like the limitations of it or the drawbacks to it, which were Yelp. Really, I do too. There's pros and cons to it.
They're evil,
but they're more often than not bad.
I like TripAdvisor.
That's actually great, and I use that throughout Europe, big time, or everywhere else but America.
Yelp's evil because, tell me if I'm wrong, but like I've been a few places, and like I was in charge of their social media accounts, and we would set up a Yelp, right? Just it was brand new, didn't know her, just like, oh, that's the thing you have to do, right? And you can't get out once you're in. Like there is no escaping the trap of Yelp, and Yelp will not post your positive reviews without you paying them, and they're just evil monsters.
I'm not a fan of them, but I'll say this. So the easiest story that I can answer to your question is I go to a lot of restaurants. I've always helped businesses kind of doing this, but what really took off recently was I was eating at one of my favorite restaurants, Northern China Eatery.
Northern China Eatery in Atlanta.
Incredible place. Yes. It's off of Buford Highway, which is like our Chinatown. And that was my hangover spot. I'd party all night, go there and eat a crap load of dumplings. And the guy, he'd be like,
soak it up.
You're here. What's that?
Soak it up.
Oh, yeah. Amen. And I mean, I am Irish and Mexican, so I like tequila and whiskey. So I'd go there often, and he'd be like, man, every time you're coming in and you're taking pictures, I get a buttload of people coming afterward. And he was always chat with me, hey, how can we work together? And I wasn't really interested in it, but that was right when I noticed what COVID was doing to specifically Asian restaurants. And he was mentioning to me that how, his sales were down like 70% from last year. And it was because...
This is before COVID really even kicked in, or?
This was when we were still oblivious to it in America, and right before the shutdown.
Right. Okay. Cool.
It just so happened him and I were just hanging out. He always saw me with a new girl all the time, taking him to my favorite spots. And
got to get this girl some dumplings,
Yeah. And he's like, it was like the beginning of March, and he was like, dude, I'd really like to do business with you. And it wasn't something I was looking forward to running over someone's social media, but it was perfect timing, almost as if fate, which I don't like to use that word often, but we started working like literally 2 weeks in of me working, bam, the shutdown happened.
Luckily, you were there because that was pivot time, right? Like,
It was. And I definitely did, knowing what he was showing with me and sharing with me about all his numbers and what was affecting his business and with the, Asian hate going on. I took it upon myself to give really affordable prices to help him out because I did not want to see him lose him in our community. Like, there's so many
right.
restaurants, and I wish I could do it more often for more people, but we definitely met in the right time.
I mean, without the know-how to actually get the online thing working for you, if I mean, what was their website like? What was their like social media like before that? I know you don't find many small little Chinese restaurants with fantastic bustling websites and online ordering. No.
No, so he's from China, and this is Fan, or I call him Frank. He always tells me, oh, nonetheless, yes, he goes by Frank to a common person, but he was showing me that, I've done a few posts, but I'm working full time at this restaurant. I'm taking care of my family. I'm doing side hustles to get money to improve my family's life. I unfortunately don't have the know-how as much, or let alone the time. And
Who
I
does?
it's a lot. And
It's an
so many.
insane amount of work. Like right when like I got your text message, I'm posting for like podcasts like for like 3 weeks, 4 weeks from now, and I'm like just trying to get through. I have like a stack of 9 that I'm just trying to crank through, and not just the post, but then all the media posts that have to be scheduled to go along with it across each goddamn platform. Just for each one, and it's God, it can take up your like a whole damn day just on like one post across multiple platforms sometimes.
Oh, I feel you. I mean, I do a lot of charity work, and then I do my own page to, keep up business and appearances and everything else like that. And I do my job somewhere, so many hours a day, sometimes 10 or more hours a day for my full time job. And then I have multiple jobs I do with social media that I'm working nonstop. There's no relaxing for me. I have to schedule hours to
Put your phone
not look at
down.
yeah, yes, yes, it's
Yeah.
worth it.
It's like it's always there too. Like even if you just like I'm gonna set it down. I'm just gonna watch this show for a second, and you watch about 2 minutes of the show, and then the phone's back in your hand, and you're
Yeah, it's definitely a blessing and a curse, no doubt. That's why I like to go hiking, to get away from cellular data altogether.
every morning I take my dogs out to we have some trails on Wilmington Island down here outside of Savannah, and every morning that's what we do. About
That's
about
nice.
an hour. That's that's the Zen. That's the meditation time.
I need that moment. I work out for that reason too. Also, the food. Yeah. So
I've been trying to eat healthier, so it's going better. I think. I don't know. I don't know. Spurts, like I find spurts. Like I can handle 2 weeks of like doing something, and then I need like 2 weeks to just act like a normal human being again for a little bit.
I just don't eat. I do intermittent fasting, and that's the only thing along with working out that helps me.
I've had one slice of pizza today,
I've had a
and
slice of cheese.
oh man, you're fucking beating me. Damn.
But no, you were saying you had a slice of pizza. Tell me how good it was.
It was fantastic actually. I did sober October and
Wow.
vegetarian October, and so
Ooh.
I ordered Pizza Hut pepperoni pizza.
You know what?
I have a few guests who are gonna hear this, and they're gonna be so mad at me right now for just even eating for doing that.
Eating meat?
Yeah, because like
Oh,
I've interviewed several like vegans and like just trying to eat better, right? And what to cook
uh,
as a vegetarian to make it more interesting. And I've ordered a couple cookbooks, and they're actually fantastic.
No, I've never like, especially my personality on my Instagram page is everything fat, pro fat, and disgusting, and heart attack, delicious, and anti-vegan and vegetarian. But the reality is, I'll say this. I love veggies. I love fruits. I don't really eat sweets, but I can't stand that fake processed stuff to make it taste like meat. Don't give me fake
No,
meat and tell me it's meat. Don't piss on my
no.
back and tell me it's rain.
Yeah, there's a weird taste to Beyond. There's a weird taste uh to the other one. I don't know. They're just it's not right. I like a veggie burger. I like an actual veggie burger, not like the fake, not like the
Yeah,
but like a black bean burger or a mushroom burger of some kind. That's good because it tastes like what it's supposed to taste like. It has the same kind of consistency of a burger, but I know this flavor and it tastes it's okay. Compared to like I don't know. There's just this weird aftertaste that I just can't get my head around.
there's so many cultures out there. For example, Indian and a number of other cultures that have mastered beautifully vegan and vegetarian food that makes you still want meat, but you're like, this is so fucking good.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Like to think that we need to go all these lab created ways to make something taste like meat. Veggies and fruits are so good. You don't need to do that with them.
You don't. Singapore has that chicken out now though.
Oh,
They're
really?
like it's been on a couple shows. I think David Chang just had on his new show on Netflix. He tried it,
Oh,
and it's chicken. It's just fucking chicken, right? But it's just grown chicken, and eventually that's where we're gonna be. Is just grown chicken, grown beef, like And at that point, it tastes just like chicken. It is chicken, right? It literally, technically, actually is. It just never had a brain.
I'd be open for that, to be quite honest, just as long as it tastes like.
If it never had a brain.
Hey, it's better for the animals. I'm cool with that. Like, I get that. Like, cool.
Right? Like, hold on, let me grow myself my prime rib real quick. It's
I
growing.
mean,
It'll be ready in a week.
there's already people that made in the past, and don't ask me how I know this. Playing around with Google way too much. There's already human flavored tofu out there.
No, there's not.
Yes, there is.
There
Whoever was
what?
goofing off
How
and
the
found
what?
it.
Where?
Yeah.
Just on regular internet?
Yeah, so I just want to know, how did they know what human tastes like to make that
I'm very
tofu?
curious about that myself. How do they know? Did someone like cut off a toe and like throw it on the grill and be like, this, it's just a pinky. We're all just taking a little nibble.
Wait, hey, do you mind if we use you for science? In what way? I just want to eat a few parts off you. That's cool.
Oh, I mean, and then again, like which part of the human? Because like chicken, dark meat and white meat do have different consistencies, flavor, right? So
I'm assuming the cheek.
assuming the
best
cheek.
part.
Okay, all right. I was thinking maybe a tenderloin. Maybe
Who knows?
that's right tender. So I mean, maybe they just went and asked like, someone on death row that was eating people. They're like, hey,
I don't know.
hey man, to the best of your description, what does human flesh taste like? And the guy was just like, well, chicken.
Well, it's funny. I'm actually half Hispanic, as I mentioned before, and one of my favorite stories of my favorite dish is Menudo. So
the singer?
the soup. Definitely the soup. Not. I know we were talking about eating humans, but I wasn't talking about eating him.
Just making sure.
But no, Menudo was actually used as, when they made sacrifices, they would get the human remains and make Menudo with it. And when the Spaniards came over, they're like, what the hell are you doing? He's like, oh man, sacred meat, man. This is good stuff. You want to eat this? They're like, no. God's cool. Y'all's person sucks, which was dick move on their end. But they said, hey, here's this pig. Eat this. And I think they were actually calling, like, it was one of the two. They were saying that human meat was the long pig. Or pig was the long human. And that's where they now have Menudo, which is Mexico's national dish. It's cow stomach and hominy. And different families make it differently. Like, my family used pork neck bones, but more often than not, you hear people use pig's feet.
But traditionally,
yes,
it was human remains of like, so you could eat, have a little bit of your ancestors inside of you.
Yeah.
Or at least run through you.
Yeah. I love food and I love history, man, and especially like to learn about
awesome.
my own culture.
All right, serious fucking question then. I've
Shoot.
talked to several people about their heritage and their Mexican heritage, and every one of them has a grandmother who knows how to make the tortillas, their mother who maybe might know how to make the tortillas. Do you know how to make tortillas?
Myself, no. I feel like I've watched. I know. It's because
this is
a lot of Hispanic households, the mother or the grandmother cooks.
Right. Yeah, that's what I keep hearing.
Well, my grandmother, unfortunately, on that side passed away before I was even born. So my mom like broke down, not just because her mother died, but once that kind of dwelled away or went away, she had the realization that she lost her culture in a sense, because food is how my family chose to hold on to our culture.
Because she didn't know how to make the tortillas either?
Well, her grandmother actually made the tortillas, and then her grandmother died a year after my grandmother died, because we all believe it was a broken heart. And so it all happened so fast that here my mom, she lost her grandmother and her mother within a year, and she broke down. And it wasn't but my uncle that came in town and said, Cindy, I'm going to teach you how to make tortillas. I'm going to teach you how to make tamales. And it's sad because my grandfather on my Irish side just passed away. And I've already had that conversation with my mother, and we're already realizing, time is upon us. We only have, so many more years together. And my mother and I are planning to okay, she retires this next month. She's like, I want to make tamales with you. I want to teach you how to make tamales. I want to teach you how to make menudo, pozole, because I've helped. And everyone in my family cooks, but we usually focus on other dishes. And certain dishes we leave to our mamacitas or abuelas or,
No, you got to learn it. You got to get it too, man. You got to get it.
I got to pass it down our heritage. That's how we do it. Food culture is beautiful.
All right. So the next time that we talk after this, you're going to be able to tell me how to make tortillas.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to, because my family's also really particular about I can give tips.
Just an overview, just a basic overview of the process of tortilla making. Perhaps
we're still arguing. Like my brothers and I help, and sometimes even my brothers have made, and I'm usually just sitting there. Oh, let me help. Oh no, you want me to be out? Okay, but no, we're always arguing about butter versus lard, or traditionally you use lard. I mean. So there's different types of tortillas. There's flour, and then there's corn, which we have a Tex-Mex background, and then we have a Mexican background. So it's being half white, half Mexican. It's confusing all over on top of the different regional foods of Hispanic food,
You make like an old Irish stew burrito.
We make Irish, that's the Irish side just said, fuck it, drink whiskey and learn your ancestry and be proud of your name and carry on. And that's different focus on our heritage. Whereas
I like rabbit and like salsa. I don't know. I'm just trying to fuse Irish and Mexican cuisine because I don't know. That sounds fun.
I've been to Ireland 3 times. Just got back from Mexico a few months ago. Love Ireland. And as someone described it to me, I think it was the perfect way to describe the food in Ireland, or even the resources. They said Ireland has some of the best resources for food.
Natural,
and they really only know how to season it with salt and pepper, and they're still trying to figure that out. But they have the best butter and cheese and dairy products.
Well, they're drunks. They're drunk, so it all tastes good anyway.
Oh, it's good. And I'll tell you, like their dairy products are the best I've ever had in my life. I mean, I love butter, but for health, I try and stay away from it. But when I'm in Ireland, I'm drinking it. Like melting it with my fingers and then pouring it down my throat hole.
I avoided butter for a while. Like I always used olive oil, and then at a certain point, I was just like, "This is better with butter." This fillet wants butter. Like things want the butter. The green beans definitely want the butter.
Yeah, grilled cheese sandwiches are just not the same without butter.
They're not. I like to cheat and just I put uh, just I butter it and then just put it in the toaster oven. It's yeah, it's just so simple.
Yeah.
Toaster ovens are good for everything.
I have one and never use it. I just cast iron everything.
I mean, otherwise
Or
everything's
wok.
cast iron. But I have an air fryer now too. We have a 5-in-1 Ninja with the grill.
Someone just gave me one because they got sick of it, and I've used it once.
Oh, dude, I use it all the time. Onion rings, French fries, just any of that shit. Right? It's so easy. Like it just makes it. It's just so easy.
I get
Yeah.
I get invited out to eat so much, so I don't have. So when I'm home, which I try and stay home and eat as much as I can to help watch my weight, I don't keep unhealthy food unless it's like sacred food, like boudin in the freezer that I don't touch but on special occasion. Like I'm too drunk to care about special occasions. I'm going to eat this boudin.
Any old Tuesday night is just deemed necessary.
Fuck it.
Fuck it. Fuck it. So how many restaurants do you think that you've actually helped over the course of the what 2 years? 2 years?
Well, I've been doing my page and social media helping restaurants where I like to think helping since 2014.
2014.
So how many restaurants I've helped, it's hard to say. I've been doing this even before that. I've always found ways to like, how can I help my favorite restaurants? And when I was in college, I was broke and working multiple jobs. I'd go to my favorite place. I'm like, hey, give me a bunch of tequila and tacos. I'm gonna go get you and get you more people. And they're like, fuck it, I'll do that. Right, yeah. I'd bring a crap load of crowd people in. Like I said, I'm loud. I'll just go around screaming, go here. You're stupid if you don't. And that was before I was really like
you weren't even like TikToking it at the time, right?
Yeah. But no.
Do you talk? Are you ticking and talking?
TikTok, you mean? Or with the TikTok? I don't I'm still so old. I'm still trying to figure that out, man.
I'll tell you, I mean to TikTok and then TikTok to Reels and then Reels to Facebook. But I will tell you this about TikTok. The camera, the app itself, the ease of which it edits in your hand.
Much better.
Is fucking awesome. It's fucking sweet, dude. It's so user friendly. Like nothing compares to it. Instagram's a little convoluted, but I will give Instagram the fact that it lets you turn your pictures into Reels, whereas Instagram still doesn't let you just slap a picture in. Or TikTok, TikTok.
The main reason why I don't focus on TikTok as much, I would enjoy it if I was in a different. What's that?
You don't dance?
People don't want to see that too often. They might fall in love with me too much. I don't. Yeah. There's not enough sticks to beat people up. Nah, I'm messing. But no, it's all joking aside.
Shake that booty, Kevin.
That's my problem. My mom's scared of that. Okay. I do have a 5'1" Mexican mother, and she would whoop me if I show it too much. But however, the big reason why
you're not wearing those jeans out, are you?
But the main reason I don't use TikTok or Reels that often is because it's great that it builds your following. There's so many pros to it. But with my businesses that I focus on are very local. And it's great if I get 5,000 likes, but they're from all around the world. What's that do for my restaurant?
Right.
Off of Buford Highway in a basement.
Right.
In a way. So
it's more about groups and local, right?
Yeah. So I see the benefits of it, but with how much I'm doing right now,
I just meant for people, for the rest of the world to get a little more Kevin in their lives.
Oh yeah, I've been invited to do possibly dating TV shows on Netflix, this and that, and I'm scared.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm scared because I'm gonna go famous for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, do not do that. Don't do that. I have one hip replacement, and I'm getting my other hip replaced in January.
Oh wow!
And so I was thinking about doing TikTok dances, just like while like before I get the hip replacement, while I'm like recovering from the hip replacement with like the cane.
Dude,
like,
so you dance a lot.
I mean,
Like,
I worked at a club bar for a decade, and like, a lot of dancing, like just like behind the bar, just all
I
night.
never worked at a bar, but I drank at a bar a lot, and I still dance inappropriately too often. Like, for example, Halloween, I did the song "Yeah Yeah Yeah" came on from Hitched, where Kevin James is dancing, doing the Q-tip, throw it away, making the pizza. Yep.
I like to watch
really...
the dishes. I like to watch the dishes.
Yeah. Oh, I do the bus driver, and then another one rides the bus. Shake the booty while driving the bus.
You open the door, close the door. Right.
Yeah.
It's a classic.
I'm half Hispanic and I'm half white, so I try and get. I work to the benefit. There's a period of time where I'm like, ooh, I'm doing good for my Latin side, and then the alcohol kicks in too much, and people are like, oh, let's clap for him. I feel sorry for him because he's white. Oh, everyone clap. Everyone clap.
You're salsaing and your feet and opening the bus door with your arms is the problem.
And then doing the wacky chicken, the funky chicken, everything else like that in between. The cooked chicken.
I'm telling you, dude, you should. I'm trying to talk a lot of people into doing TikTok dances just so I don't feel as silly if I actually do.
Dude, screw it. You would do better. Like,
I like to do it for my wife.
Young, beautiful women doing dances. I love it when I see other people doing dances.
All right, I'll do it just for you, Kevin.
Please do, and send me a private message.
I like to get the dogs involved. I like, people that like to see the dog dance too. I feel like that's more entertaining than anything.
Yes, I'm a sucker for dogs. So yes, you have to now train the dogs to dance.
It's all about duck treat on a line, right? And then you just play with the fishing pole and they just dance, right?
Yeah, that can work. Right. I mean, now they have CBD for dogs. So
it's all about the camera angle. Yeah. Oh, one of my dogs is on CBD. She's got allergies, so she's on a daily dose of doggy CBD treats.
Hey, cats get catnip, dogs get CBD.
I don't think dogs have anything comparative to catnip, though.
Not on that level. Not on that level.
Like maybe they eat your weed once in a while. But and that's if someone gives them a couple shots, but like that's just human drugs, right? Like that's shit that they shouldn't have. But cats are totally allowed to have this crazy fucking whatever catnip does to them, just like
drives
crack,
them insane.
Straight crack that they can roll on. And dogs just don't have anything. Maybe like deer piss, like.
I don't know. Like that can make them get zoomies, I guess.
Yeah, they roll they fucking love that shit, right? Like, and then we hate it, but they love it. And then they roll in it, and then they just sprint around like crazy, so proud of themselves.
I'm just glad my dog doesn't do that.
I mean, you got to accidentally come across the deer piss. My dog one time, this guy.
Oh.
This guy one time at the park, I don't know what had happened. This is Bones. But a human, we believe, had taken a shit in the park.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Very courteous.
Yeah.
He left a growler.
And it was me and my buddy and him and my other dog, Sugar. And Bones comes running up, and we're like, "Oh my god, what the hell is all over you? Oh my god!" Oh, he was covered in shit, just covered. Like, what do we? Oh my god, what do we do? We drove here. Okay, what do we do? And Matt, my buddy Matt's just like, he's like damn near literally throwing up. He's like, I can't. I'm like, dude, you have to drive my car. Like, I get in the back of my car, and luckily I'd never gotten out the floor cover mats. So they're still in the plastic bag. So I take I take the plastic bag out of the trunk and I wrap the dog in the plastic bag. and I'm like, dude, you have to drive my car. And he's like, I can't get in that car with it. I will walk back. I can't. I'm like, all right, fine. I'll get in the trunk. I will sit in the trunk with the dog, and you just drive my car back to the house because they're only like half a mile away, really. So I'm in the back seat, or I'm in the trunk, just hanging out with his dog, wrapped in plastic, completely covered in shit. And my buddy driving, and there's just cars coming up past, and they're just like all looking at me like I'm holding a dead dog. The highway is also right there, and I'm like, "It's fine, guys. He's just covered in shit."
You know, I just did a dog charity event on Saturday, and I think this really summed up how I feel about dogs. I could totally see myself carrying a human shit covered dog throughout anywhere in this world. But if one of my friends got covered with human shit, I'd be like, dude,
You're on your own, man.
like, I'm going to drag you by a clean pinky. Like,
We're not even friends anymore.
Yeah. Hey, I'm sorry. I hate people. This is over. This has been great. 5-10 years.
You've gone too far this time, man.
I've cleaned up some puke a few times, man. I've scooped it away from your face when you passed out on the floor so you didn't choke on it.
I held your hair in the 90s.
Yeah. I'll throw you in the shower, hose you off, but I'm not carrying your ass in a car covered in human shit.
No, you're walking. You are walking. I don't care. We're in Chicago and we live in Atlanta. You're walking. So yeah, if you go to Foodie Anonymous Instagram page, the link on there is actually the link to the Humane Society.
Yeah, actually, and I just changed it, but I'm about to change it back.
Oh well, shit.
But no, actually, I will be glad to change it back. As far as the Atlanta Humane Society, I just did a program. So every year, I do a lot of talking. I'm loud, so I always try and do good. Like if you're gonna put out a lot of shit out there, make sure to put some good shit out there too. So I always said when I could, I'm gonna do good. And I realized that you don't need to be huge to do good. You can still do that on every level in the smallest way. And this year, my charity that I chose was helping out dogs because so many people are surrendering their dogs during COVID and still now. What's happening is they're going back to work. They adopted their dogs because they were lonely.
Yeah.
Now they're going back to work and they're like, well, you're too much of a hassle now. I'm going to surrender you or abandon your ass. And all these non-kill shelters, kill shelters are overwhelmed and they're suffering. The dogs are, and the people watching it happen. So I've done 2 events for them. This last one, we're estimating $1,300 to $1,400.
Where can we donate?
Actually, I'll be glad to put that link back up. I would love to put that link back up because anything to help out. It's Atlanta Humane Society, which is one of our largest and oldest non-kill shelter, non-for-profit charities in Atlanta. And they don't just focus on Atlanta. They actually save dogs throughout all the United States. I mean, I'm sorry, throughout the whole Southeast United States. So my dog, I got her from there after 3 months of looking for dog, and they found her on the side of the road with her brothers and sisters on the side of the highway, almost getting hit by trucks in Tennessee.
In Tennessee?
Yeah.
And then she made it all the way to Atlanta?
They found her. They picked her up. They drove her that day, I think, to Atlanta Humane Society. That next morning, they fixed her, which I did not know about. I picked her up later that day, and I fell in love. She would not stop staring at me. She was quiet. I was like the greatest thing she's ever seen, which is hard to believe for a lot of people. But and I remember adopting her, and they were like, "Oh, I'm so happy. Y'all look like you're bonding." I was like, "Yeah, she's so quiet. She's so calm. She's looking at me." They're like, "Oh yeah, she's fucked up on drugs right now. She just got fixed. So you can't return your dog. Have a great day." I was like, whoa. I could have got the devil dog. They're like, "Yeah, but it's too late now."
But she wasn't. She wasn't.
No, she barely barks. She barely makes noise. And when she does, it's like, bastard deserved it. Fuck that dog. Like, she's a cool dog. Actually, she's quiet on the couch, just staring at me, telling me to shut up with that face.
Too loud, Dad.
Hey, that's how I get the word out about the good people.
She's your alter ego.
I hope.
Cool, calm, and demure. Big, loud, and boisterous.
We're a good team together. People come up to see me because of her. they know Dixie, and I'm Dixie's dad. And honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Isn't that crazy? Like when you meet other dog people like out and about, right? You're always
Yeah.
like, oh, hey, what's up? This is Bones. This, oh, okay. You introduce the dogs. The dogs get introduced.
Oh, yeah.
But we never introduce, if we do, it takes a while, right? To introduce yourself, right? But you stand there and have a conversation for 10, 15 minutes after introducing the dogs without ever finding out the human being's name.
See, cat calling is inappropriate. Dog calling is kick-ass. Dog calling is when you go up to beautiful woman, beautiful guy, ugly dude. I don't care who they are. They got a cute-ass dog. I'm going to go over there and call on that dog. Like, hey, what's up?
Right?
Hey, what's your name? Hey, my name's Jessica. Hey, that's cute, but I'm having a AB conversation. And I will ask for your name after. That's a dick thing to do, but I just
but
love
anyway, I'm
dogs.
Talking to the doodle. Leave me. This is me and the doodle.
Okay, cool. My name's Jessica. That's cool, but like, what's the dog's name?
Right? Like, yeah, we don't care about ourselves. It's not about you or me. It's about, hey, what's up, dog?
If I was scratching behind your ears, I could totally understand this conversation.
I'll even like pass hikers. I'll pass hikers and like they're walking their dog and my dogs are there. And like, I'll be like, I'll say what's up to the dog and won't even acknowledge the human.
Dude, I'm a creeper at dog parks. I'm just like smiling inappropriate at every dog. Like, oh my gosh, I love you. You have a dog in your lap. Yeah, but I want them all.
I want them all. If I had,
totally acceptable.
If I had like all the land in the world, I would totally sanctuary some dogs.
Oh yeah, which is the most badass thing. That one guy that bought a slaughterhouse for dogs. $400,000 in China and saved 2,000 dogs.
Yeah, right.
That was kick ass.
Bravo, sir. Bravo to that guy.
Hell yeah.
In regular life, though, I have a rule where me and my wife have a rule. They're not allowed to outnumber us. So
yeah,
two to two, even ratios.
Yeah, you say that, but then you meet the right dog or the right cat. Everyone's different.
Yeah, I try to
change real fast.
To be responsible, like on an age range of like, okay, so at this way, if I adopt you now, this one's only gonna live for like 3 more years, and then which is very sad, but like because they're gonna get sad, and so I feel like that's when. That's when you get another one. So again, it's not about you. It's about keeping the other dog happy.
Yeah, I've totally flipped my social life upside down, and people are like, let's do this. I'm like, oh, I got my dog. Dog goes everywhere with me. Oh, but like, no.
I will. No,
when I was dying, that dog was next to me. Where the fuck? Nah. I'm going.
when it was just Sugar, when she was an only child. I used to take her to the movies. I'd put her in the backpack and I'd take her. She went and saw Star Wars, and so no one ever said anything. Like she barked one time, like the whole. They were just like, was that a dog?
See, I don't spend a lot of money on myself on nice items, but I got really amazing audio from when I worked at Best Buy, supporting myself in college, and I bought it all on stupid clearance. Amazing speakers. This dog could be in a war zone and just be chill as hell. Like, hey, you got a treat? Like, bombs blowing up next to it, just be chilling, dude. That dog does not react to loud noises. I've had it checked for its hearing a few times. Just
to make sure.
Yeah.
The 5.1 surround sound was actually working?
Well, if it wasn't the surround sound, it was me just screaming from insanity during the shutdown last year, screaming random songs that I made up, and she just didn't even react.
See, those could have been on TikTok.
Yeah, but like I said, I don't need to go famous for being notorious for something crazy and saying I already have that problem in real life enough. I don't need to go global.
I feel like comedy is okay. Like, don't go on a reality dating show. But like
comedy's scary nowadays
okay.
too. But...
Comedy's okay. I mean, it depends on, there's just some things to stay away from, and if you stay away from those little things, you're fine.
Well, man, all I do when I talk to people...
It's like a minefield.
I'm bad. When I talk to people, I keep it real simple. Food and dogs. Everything else, I'll let you lead the conversation.
You just described all of my social media platforms.
Essentially, that's exactly what I do. Like,
I
nah,
got
people like,
pictures
let's
of my
talk
dogs
politics.
and food, and I am driving a Tesla to Texas, so I'm going to blog that just because a low range, a low range.
That is awesome.
11,
Teslas are great.
1,133 miles, low range Tesla to
Wow.
Texas from East Coast to mid America.
What?
Yeah, in
Seriously, that's
22
incredible.
hours.
No.
That's what the Tesla says. It says 22 hours. So
22 hours from what point to what point again? I
from
have to hear
Savannah
this.
to Austin.
You're fucking with me.
No, 22 hours. It takes a normal car 16 to 17 hours, right? If you're booking it the whole way.
Yeah.
But the Tesla has it plotted with all the time stops at 22 hours.
That's awesome.
So
Man,
we'll
those
find
things
out.
just-
We'll fucking find out.
I'm just waiting for it to wipe my ass. Like that's
Oh, it has an emissions mode. Are you aware that Teslas have this fun emissions mode?
I just said wipe my ass, and you're continuing with this conversation. So yes, I want to hear more.
Okay, so emissions mode, wait for it, is actually a whoopee cushion that you can move around to whatever seat you want. And when you click on the whoopee cushion, it at the speaker next to the person in the seat.
My grandmother would hate me more than she already. Oh, she loves me because I'm kick-ass, but she would hate me that day. Like,
oh, it's great,
classiest woman ever.
And you can turn it
She'd
on
kill me.
so that your blinkers are fart noises, and you can specify which exact fart noise you would like your blinker to be. So every time you turn left or right, it fucking farts.
Now, like, I want to know who they sampled these wet farts from, these dry farts from.
It's probably just got.
No, I want you to do more with the flatulent and less with the wet. And that'd be most appreciated. Can you do that for me?
Maybe like one of the
Sure,
little,
let me eat some more beans.
maybe one of the little whistle ones, like.
Okay.
Yeah, it's ridiculous though. So yeah. Just fun fact: Elon thought of everything.
Yeah,
that you didn't know you needed.
I'm not shocked by that. That guy's a fucking genius. And then he thinks about the crazy shit that no one would think about. That's why he is where he is.
Yeah, fucking fart mode, man.
I wish I had that type of money just to do stupid shit like that. I would love that. I don't really care about the money. I just want to be able to do stupid shit and not worry about, oh, fuck, I'm going to get fired today.
Right. My wife tried to hide it from me. My friend found it in the car while he was like in the passenger seat, and he's like, "What's emissions mode?" And I was like, "Oh, what? Oh, what?" And then I showed her that I knew, and she was very upset. I was trying.
Man,
so now it's my favorite thing in the whole world.
Man, those suckers are popping up everywhere throughout Atlanta. Everywhere.
I love it. We've only had it at this point for a week and a half, but
I'm definitely terrified to get hit by one or hit one, no doubt. Like, even more so than other cars. Tesla, I'm not cutting that person off.
Oh, it's fast. It's so fast.
I know.
It's like a fucking
That torque
hummingbird.
is insane.
It's like a hummingbird, dude.
Oh,
Like
and it makes no noise. It's just.
Oh yeah, like like 0 to 60 in like 3 seconds for the for the long range, but the short range does 5 seconds 0 to 60. But if you're already going 25, your 25 to like 80 is like 2 seconds. Like, it's fucking crazy.
No, I think I got the best endorsement at the best place, of course. So I hang out at Pontoon all the time. That's where Pontoon Brewing, where I live next to, and that's where I did the charity with. And of course, I run into some unique people on there because I'm there all the time with my dog. They allow them in there. And
I only go to bars that like my dog.
That's all I'm about, dude. That's why I'm like, I don't go anywhere without my dog. But I go in there. I have my spot. No one touches it. If they do, I get really uncomfortable next to them. And and fart. Do the emission mode a lot. And crop dust them. But no, I was sitting there and this guy, nice guy, huge into dogs too. He's buying me drinks and he's like slurring like no other. And I'm quite proud of him, especially since he had a DD. And he was like, I'm a Tesla engineer. I was like, oh, that's great. I'm glad you design cars. Hopefully not like this. But he's like, yeah, you should drive one. I was like,
That's
you know
why they
what?
get recalled.
Yeah. I was like, I
That
think
makes
you
sense.
sold me, man.
That makes sense. Someone showed me a video the other day of a battery exploding in like a grocery store parking lot. And I was like, that's not cool. Don't show me that video.
Sorry to change the subject, but I'm really curious. I'm going to keep going about food, man. How about you? What's your favorite small restaurants and stuff like that you feel like doesn't get enough attention that you love in your area?
Oh man, Squirrel's Pizza is a fantastic little place.
Do they use squirrel? Because I love it.
No, it's a pizza. It's like a pizza place in Slider Shack.
You're saying they can't have squirrels because of that?
No, it's in the Starland district, so it's like back past Forsyth Park. Right, so
Okay.
out of like the main tourist area is. I don't go downtown to like the tourist area ever anymore.
I don't blame you, man.
I spent years there. I have yeah, but there are a lot of cool little places that like all the little breweries, like any other town that's expanding. There's tons of little hidden breweries and brew pubs and little restaurants that just appear out of nowhere. That before there was just a shack, right? Which is
basically. And you said you're out of Savannah, Georgia, huh?
So yeah.
Now, I've been there only once, sadly, and as far as Savannah, it reminds me a lot of my home in New Orleans.
Yeah, it's very New Orleans-y.
Yeah, I've been told it also has kind of a Creole background to a certain extent, similar to a background with Charleston. Is that correct?
It's our sister city. We're the cool we're the cool sister though. You can drink in our streets,
especially in St. Patty's Day.
Any day. Fuck St. Patrick's Day. Do not. Yeah, never. I don't know why people spend money to go to these ginormous events like New Orleans on Mardi Gras, right? Probably the worst time you can go to New Orleans. Savannah on St. Patrick's Day. Probably the worst time you could come to Savannah. Like, why in God's name would you want to come to the most crowded, most expensive play time of the year to stand in line? There
is a difference with New Orleans, and I'll vouch for this one, no doubt, being from there. I love New Orleans. I don't always go during Mardi Gras. It's a thing because I grew up there. But I'll tell you, the biggest stereotype people get from New Orleans, oh, everyone's drunk, this and that. Yeah, but like that's all the time. But that's mostly tourists. That's not locals. But there's all different types of actual parades you can go to. There's the family-friendly ones. And then on the other end of the spectrum, there's the naked titty ones, which actually happens at the family ones too. But that's beside the. It's all art. It's all
right. See, I was talking. I had somebody on an earlier podcast. We were talking about this, and they said actually Mardi Gras is super family friendly. It's almost all families.
It can very much be if you accept that there still will be some pot and some titties sometimes, but they're more respectable at the family ones. Like
yeah, but that's also just down. Like that's just Long Beach. Or like,
well, it's mostly tourists, to be quite honest, or dumb kids that are about to be told on by their everyone in the community. It's all Catholic.
Anywhere where you can smell weed and see titties. That's.
Oh yeah, but as far as New Orleans, people don't realize it's heavily Catholic. It's everyone knows each other. It's like when my mom when she moved to Atlanta, she was like, I can finally go to the grocery store without wearing makeup. I was like, really? I'm a kid. I was like, I don't get it. She's like, Kevin, when I went to the grocery store to buy one item, someone would see me, and then the whole neighborhood would know I look like shit. And I can go anywhere. I can run into anyone in Atlanta, and if I don't like them, or I have a bad interaction, or I look horrible,
doesn't matter.
I won't see them again. But in New Orleans, if you're not a tourist, oh man, so like the locals, small town, big city still, but the also thing is they know how to drink, so they can drink you under the table, and even better, if you try and pick a fight with a local, which is a bad idea, you going to jail because they can outdrink you, one, and two, the cops are going to really make more money off you. So, but no, I always say
Like
you can go to New
we're not taking
Orleans,
Billy
but
in
that doesn't
again.
mean you have to go to Bourbon Street.
Right. I was just gonna make a bad joke about we're not gonna take Billy in again. We already done took all his money.
Oh yeah, pretty much. He has no money left.
Right. He ain't
All we
bailing.
can
He
do is
ain't,
take
he
his
ain't
beer.
bailing out. He ain't getting a job. He's just gonna be eating all of our food and sleeping in our
He's
bed.
gonna eat all the bologna sandwiches from the tourist.
Anyway, I here's the thing. I do find that like so all the restaurants on my show all have huge local followings, but all also have fantastic websites and good social media, and they do everything right? Like they do everything from like sourcing locally to having a good online presence. And maybe that's biased on me because it's easier for me to find them that way.
Yeah.
But that is how I usually find the like casual fine dining, worker-owned, chef-owned restaurants that I find. I do so usually because of their social media and because of their websites and because they're easier to find.
See, the best restaurants I've discovered, they have next to no social media, but that also comes back from my history. Like my dad, the Irish one, he was like, so I'm half Mexican, my dad's white. I'm just going to call it as it is. But he had that mentality. Both my parents traveled the world as Air Force brats, and they were always looking for what was good in town because that was how they assimilated to that city. And growing up in New Orleans, if we couldn't find that food, we'd make it. So every month, my dad would find a new culture and he'd be like, okay, this time we're going to focus on this culture. We're going to buy the best cookbook that we could barely read. It's barely in English. And we're going to try and make it to the best of our ability. If we can't find the ingredients or they're not good enough, we're going to cook it. So when I travel to new cities or when I move to a new city, that's how I adapt is I start looking for the places that people don't always recognize because I feel like I've eaten so much food in my life that I usually know characteristics or I can look at the dish and say, "Ooh, okay, that menudo doesn't have hominy or it has this or it has that or this dish." I mean, I'm always looking for the hidden gem because those are sometimes the ones I want to be shocked by. Because versus when I look at an Instagram page, which I love, and I help businesses do this, I already know kind of what I'm getting, but I still like that thrill of testing my own ability with my eyes and then tasting it and say, wow, I
Right.
found something out of this fucking world. And this person, I don't even know if they fucking know it. And sometimes they're watering down their shit because they're trying to make everyone else happy.
Right.
And I love coming in there and say, fuck everyone else. Let this
Do something
shine,
crazy.
dude.
Be crazy.
Be crazy, and I will support you all the way. Like,
Right.
let your freak flag fly.
I'm trying to get that out of my chefs this coming season, with just like because they'll tell me what they want to do, right? And I have this one guy who's coming to cook for us at our Airbnb because he lost his restaurant during COVID, and so he became a personal chef and a caterer, and he's doing fantastic at it. He's blowing it out of the park. So he was like, "I want to make you shrimp and grits," and I was like, "Yeah, okay, that's cool."
Oh,
But Cedric, you can go crazy. Just go crazy. Just think of the
yes.
wildest thing that you can think of because this is your time to shine to get it's going to be on TV. You get to go crazy. So he's going to go crazy. I don't know what he's going to make me yet, but he's going to go crazy. And I loved it. It's like having a chef over for dinner or like going over to their house when they're actually allowed to do the crazy things that they just can't do at work,
And you know what's really sad though, and I want to take back a statement or clarify on a statement. Said it in all fun and games. I said freak flag fly, but the reality is, and it's so sad, their food is so great sometimes, and they're scared to let it shine because of their people's expectations. They want them to fit a mold, cheap Chinese, or affordable lettuce covered tacos or this or
Right,
that.
right.
But I'll say this: when I see shrimp and grits on a menu, I don't judge every restaurant on this. I just don't order it. Like I'm just shrimp and grits is the saddest thing because New Orleans has their own style of it too. But shrimp and grits or brunch alone is like the saddest menu time of the whole day. Let me charge $10 for 2 eggs, bacon, and some potato cut up. Is the laziest man's. I'll tell you, if someone shocks me with brunch, holy shit, you are a fucking genius. Like, and I love breakfast. It's one of my favorite
Well,
things.
it's supposed to be brunch. It's supposed to be half
it.
lunch. Like there should be like a whole roast beef and like like a whole like roast turkey. Plus, like there should be like a brunch is supposed to be this whole like weird combination of like breakfast and lunch, right? Like okay, do you ever go to Shoney's when you were a kid?
Oh my gosh. Feel like I was living like a god. Holy shit! All the bacon I can eat
on a Sunday for brunch, right? Like
so nasty, but so good.
God, the French toast sticks, all the sausage you wanted.
I didn't even need to be drunk.
No,
I was a kid.
Yeah, it was the best, man. Shoney's was like, yeah, and they had all that. You could have grilled cheese, or you could have French toast sticks, or they had like little hamburgers. And they were terrible. God, it was all so bad.
But you know what made Shoney's so great for me as a kid? So as a kid, I always wanted that franchise food because growing up in New Orleans, we had the luxury of having mom and pop places on every corner and amazing ones. So I remember as a kid, for example, Red Lobster. My Mom, please, I want Red Lobster. That looks so good. My mom was like, Kevin, that's
trash.
Like 5 times the price. It's microwaved and it's not that good. I was like, Mom, no, it's on TV. And I remember the first time eating it as a kid, I was like, what the fuck?
Unless
they lied.
Except for the Cheddar Bay biscuits.
I was about to say that's the only exception.
But God damn it, you can make them at home. They sell them in the store. You can get the mix.
It's not the same.
It's pretty close.
Because you have to make them.
I make my wife make them. It's one of the few things she does is she will bake some things once in a while. And so
I'm still working on Dixie doing that for me, but I think she's gonna say
you gotta get her some deck style fingers first.
Her love's good enough for me now. But no, I'll say this. I think I spent so much time in my childhood wanting franchise that when I had franchise food, shouldn't say the standard everyday Americanized food.
It's corporate food.
I realized how great I had it. I mean, I used to buy cooking shrimp for bait. It was so cheap to go fishing on the lake, sneaking out on my bike on the bike trail on the Lake Pontchartrain. But just as far as
Georgia shrimp.
Oh, I grew up in New Orleans, but we had the raw oysters, and there was like sales sometimes with 25-cent oysters and stuff like that on the half shell. Oof.
Yep, I remember 50 cent oysters not that long ago in Savannah.
Yeah, I remember the one time I went, it was right after the oil spill.
Oh, that's the best time to have oysters, I hear.
Oh yeah, they're very delicious.
Yeah.
Really thick.
Yeah, well, just a little
licorice.
A little more. They slide down easier.
Dude, if I go there, I'm gonna have to hit you up for good suggestions to eat out there.
Oh yeah, just don't go downtown.
Yeah, I think that's the key to it all. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not that the restaurants aren't good, but they are just all the tourist trap restaurants. They're the first things that pop up on Google, right? They're the first things that pop up on TripAdvisor or Yelp, right? So you don't want the first like 6 to 8 things that pop up. You want to go further down. Just keep scrolling until you find something that's not downtown. I
think anytime I get this asked so much doing food blogging, food influencing, content create, whatever the hell you want to call it. Where would you take your family or tourists in Atlanta if they were to visit you? I'd be like, dude, depending on what time they would show up, the first place or maybe one of the places I would take them without a doubt, because it's the most unique thing in Atlanta, is the Claremont Lounge where strippers go to die.
Because is that still open?
Yes.
Yeah, I've heard.
Blondie's still there supporting her great-grandchildren through college.
Wow.
Good
for her grandchildren.
I know. I mean, you just don't know what a stripper with hip dysplasia can do. But she crushes cans with her
I
boobs.
mean, I have hip dysplasia, so like, I can
Hey,
not much.
hey, man!
Is
TikTok Claremont Lounge Edition. You in a little
when I
wheelchair kicking up your knees.
when I said I was gonna do dances, I didn't mean that. Dancing,
Come on,
Kevin.
now I would pay to see that, man. But no, I'd go there, Buford Highway, where all the best food is Mexican, Szechuan, Vietnamese, you name it, and or I would also go to Duluth, where it's the fifth largest population of Korean people outside of Korea in Gwinnett County, and I would be hitting up the Korean barbecue places with them.
Oh yeah, I haven't had Korean barbecue in a long time. Since I can eat meat again a little bit, I'm not eating meat all the time now that I've made it through this. But I'm trying to be more. I'm trying to be more Asian about it. You know, like small amounts of meat, large amounts of vegetables, more of a balanced, opposite American. You know, type of.
That depends on who you talk to, but like nonetheless, you come to Atlanta, man. I'm gonna get you fat. I'm gonna get you fat. You're gonna die. I have a wheelbarrow. Don't worry, I got you.
Well, Jordan will love that because she's all about it. I keep making her try to do these things, and she's like, no. Like just for she was vegetarian for a week, and that's where it ended. I made it the month.
I can't. I just can't. I mean,
I just wanted to try different shit.
Alcoholic,
just different
but
shit.
that's just not healthy.
Different shit. There's different flavors. What can I make with vegetables? And now I've run out of shit to make, and I'm just like, I guess I'll make a chicken.
I'm always trying to extend my life to the best or live a healthy life as much as I can. But the reality is, I know I'm not going to live forever. So I'm going to eat what I want.
Not eating sugar is a good one. Not too many things.
I don't really like sugar. Like I get most of my sugar. Well, not even that. I've now started drinking seltzers. I'm embarrassed to say that.
That's all right.
You know what?
They're fucking refreshing, man. They are refreshing. Yeah. They're super refreshing. I will not lie. They are refreshing.
I yell at my brewer to make them.
And if you really want to make your lady happy, add a little just like peach juice into like one of her like Trulies and call it a Bellini, and mind blown.
Or just liquor, that does the job too.
I barely knew her.
I hope you did. I wouldn't hold that back. I'd let her know, but nonetheless, hey.
Trulies or White Claws? Where are you falling here? There's some other weird ones I don't even know.
I stand White Claws. I couldn't stand seltzers because of White Claw. But yes, Trulies are all my jam. Tropical pack or berry pack. But if not that, Pontoon. I'm there every day. And I'm that guy that's like, y'all got seltzers and I'm itching my neck. Like, y'all got that good stuff? The mango?
I love mango. Mango, the mandarin. I like the mandarin, the mango.
No, I drink the Truly seltzers. And the great thing is you can use them as cocktail mixers.
That's what I'm saying. You just add some orange vodka into your mango and you're good to go.
That's what I do when I'm not caring about my liver.
I like Crown Apple a lot, and it's just so sweet. But goddamn, it's good.
I have a bottle right now in front of me. I bought it because I had a friend come into town. I have a new rule. I'm not allowed to have liquor in the house because I will drink it. I learned that during COVID. I knew it before. It was just the doctor reminded me, you dumbass.
You've been home for months doing what?
No, I think I lost weight. From when? Like last night. You told me to fast. I lost some weight, I think.
I haven't eaten in 12 hours.
Yeah.
Even took a shit right before I left the house, so should be down a good couple pounds.
But nah, man, speaking of food, what would you say would be your favorite categories of food? I love always asking people,
I love Chinese food. Chinese food makes me happy.
What type of Chinese food?
Put
me on the spot.
Mongolian beef is traditionally like one of my favorite Chinese dishes.
Okay.
But I love a good garlic chicken. I don't know what actual real. I don't think that I like traditional, like once you get into like actual Chinese food. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right, but that traditional McDonald's style American Chinese food, those are some of my favorites in that category.
So it sounds like you really like the Americanized Cantonese food, which you know what? I have friends they're Cantonese. I have a friend, Soup Belly ATL. Her name's Candy. She actually helped out with my dog charity. Makes incredible food throughout all of like Asian cuisines and whatnot, but focuses on carrying on the tradition as much as she can without sacrificing quality. But
I just don't know
she's
that I need.
can't.
I just don't need know that I need feet in my food.
Dude, you want feet? You don't know it yet, but like
Well,
actually Cantonese
what about the
food, they
beak
do
in the
dim
head?
sum.
Can we avoid that? Like, no.
Dude,
Okay.
I my favorite thing is I feed people shit. I'm like, eat this. They're like, what? I'm like, shut up and
And
eat
eat
it.
it.
Like, I'm that guy. I'm like, when I go out to eat restaurants, so I'm like, you're not choosing. like, I've been here, you haven't. I choose. If you don't like it, I'm buying. Eat it. And I don't tell them what it is, which some people don't even know what a chicken foot looks like. They'll eat it. And they're like, oh, you're so good. And they start sucking and spitting out the bones. I'm like, so you didn't
All right.
realize you're eating chicken feet.
So if I ever decide I want to go do some special thing about going out and eating things that I don't want to normally eat, because that's what I try to do to my wife. I torture her by making her eat things that she won't normally like, but she's super picky, so it's super easy, right?
I think that's what guys are supposed to do to
Right.
their significant other.
So, but if I wanted to, you could take me around Atlanta and make me and find the craziest things that I wouldn't necessarily want to put in my mouth.
That's what she said. I watch a lot of The Office. But yes, I would be glad to mess with both of y'all's mind, like feeding you lengua, which is tongue, feeding you cheek meat. Like, I want to get you some tongue and head, okay? And I'm talking about some.
I knew
I'm
we
talking
were
about
going to
some
be
Mexican
buddies,
food.
Kevin. I knew we were going to be buddies.
Then I'll get you some black balls, and I'm talking about boba, okay?
All right,
It's going to get freaky deaky, and you're going to love it, swallowing it all.
Soon as I can, I'm coming to Atlanta. Or maybe I can
Please
get
do.
the rideshare foodie to come with me, and we can go nuts.
Yeah, you're going to leave with a few pounds and a bigger smile. That's for damn sure.
Hell yeah, I'm looking forward to it. All right, Kevin, you want to give me some shout outs to where people can find you?
Sure. So
On
if you
TikTok?
like, on TikTok, I do have a TikTok. I just don't do it as much because I'm working too many jobs and too much charity work. But as far as Instagram is the best way to find me, I'm at foodie_anonymous. I also do a novelty page that's kind of a passion project I need to get back on at ramen_anonymous. But those are the best ways to get at me. My Foodie Anonymous page is just, it's literally everything I love. It's everywhere. It's mostly focusing on all the little guys that I want to make big. And I say little, not to be insulting, but they don't get as much love as they should.
So check out that page. If you're in Atlanta, that's where you can find the places that you should go eat. Foodie_anonymous on Instagram. Go eat there. All of them. Just make a tour. You can do a whole vacation just based on Kevin's recommendations.
Man, I will send you a list.
Call it the Foodie Anonymous Tour, and we'll start booking them.
And you know what? I'm more and more thinking about changing that name. Everyone's like, "Oh, you a foodie?" I'm like, "No, I'm a fat ass. Now let's eat." So come on down. I'll show you how to eat, man.
That should be your podcast name. I'm a fat ass. Let's eat. We're with Kevin Tyrl.
People are afraid of the word foodie, and I'm like, I don't care about the word or not. I'm just a fat ass that likes good food and good people.
Hell yeah, Kevin. Thanks for hanging out with me, man.
Appreciate it, man.
You're a good person, and you got a lot of information on some good food. And for real,
hey,
I'll eat some feet with you, baby. I'll eat some feet with you,
dude. Come down. I'll show you the time of your life, and you'll be having some stuff crawling around in you, but you're gonna love it.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
Thanks so much, man. That was fun.
Yeah, buddy. Anytime. If you ever make it down here, I'll take you around and try to find some weird things to make you eat.
Dude, weird things don't bother me. You know what's scary is not finding weird stuff. Like, I love burgers, but showing me another burger that's not in Texas. But I'll tell you, man, I'm not joking. I wasn't just saying that stuff. You come to Atlanta, I'll show you how to eat. I'll bring people, and the beauty about a lot of the places I like to eat, it's about the love. So like Szechuan, Cantonese, Mexican, there's so many dishes that it's not about the individual, it's about the group. And that's what makes it so special and feel the love.
Yeah.
You don't go to a Chinese restaurant, like traditional Chinese restaurant by yourself. And that's why mukbang was invented.
Right, because you want to eat everything, and you can't order everything when you're by yourself.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the whole mukbang thing, people think it's all about eating a shitload of food, but it's about loneliness. And Korean food is made to be eaten with your family, and so many people are not with their family anymore.
What is mukbang?
Mukbang is when you see those people eating those large, stupid, crazy portions of food, and they're eating, 1,000 things, and you're just hearing them eating, and all they're doing is that. But so it originally started because so many years ago, like 20, 30, 40 years ago, I mean, the whole Korean population has done a faster shift in change in so many years that it used to be that they all grew up on farms, rural areas, and they ate with their family every day. Now, the traditional family, their father or the older children move on, and they go to the city and they live by themselves in this shitty small place. And food is made to be eaten with groups. So when you go to eat one item, it's hard to eat alone. So what people do is they get food, they come home because they don't want to eat at a restaurant by themselves. It's embarrassing. And they watch other people eat these large portions of food, and they eat it with them to feel less lonely.
Via Zoom or like on TV?
They do it through YouTube more often than not. They now do TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. And these people make big bucks because people donate to them to say, please, eat this. And,
eat this with me.
Yeah, it's sometimes a sexual thing, but it originally started, it's still just a ASMR thing. It's also what the fuck, I hate you. I wish I could eat like that thing. And then there's the original thing is I'm lonely and I
want to see how much to eat with.
The way you eat or you eating makes me feel less lonely in my crowded piece of shit home.
Wow. Touche.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm so glad I didn't hit stop on the record button.
I'm so sorry.
No, I didn't. That just happened.
Oh, that's cool, man. That's cool.
Yeah. Awesome.
But no, man, come on down. It is about the love with food for me. So I truly would love to feed you. It's what makes me happy.
No, I want to fucking come hang out with you more, dude.
Fucking right. Please do.
Hell yeah, sir. As soon as I make it up there, I got to go to Texas, get some hip surgery, and I'll get back up again.
Oh, fuck, man. You take care, and you enjoy that fart emission on all the people in the car, even if it's just the dogs.
Oh, it's so much fun.
Thanks so much. I appreciate it. It's been really a pleasure talking to you, and I will take you up when you come to Atlanta. I'm going to fuck you up, man.
Oh, for sure. Fucking looking forward to it, man. Fucking rock and roll.
You get your hip taken care of, man. It's been a pleasure of mine.
Yes, sir. Rock and roll. And, yeah, I hope I'll see you soon.
Laissez-les bon temps rouler.
Cheers. Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Tyrl. Did I say it right?
Kevin Tyrl, you're good.
I fucking nailed it. I nailed it.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It runs with the world, man.
Yeah. Fucking A. Go check him out, everyone. Go watch my television show. Follow me on Instagram at Reyshan Parker and Beyond the Check _. And on Facebook at the same things. Just Google Beyond the Check. Cheers. Awesome, dude.